Hey, this is Jonathan. In this video, we're going to talk about the names of the black keys on the piano. Now, before I go into just the names, I do want to explain the concept of what's going on here. So, for example, if we were to start on the B note, to go from B to C is what's called a half step. And to go from C to that next note is going to be a half step. And so you notice from B to C is going from a white note to a white note. That's still called a half step. Going from a C, a white note, to the black note right above it, that is still called a half step. And again, from this note, from the black note to the white note, that is also a half step. From this white note to that black note, that is a half step. And from that black note to that white note is a half step. So every time we go from one note to the other, it's a half step. Whether you're going from a white note to a white note, like in B to C, or you're going from a white note to a black note, as in from the one right above C, or if you're going from a black note to a white note. Every time you go up one note, that's called a half step. And this is going to come into play in figuring out the names of these black notes. So if we start at A and we go up one half step, well, that's going to give us what's called A sharp. And if we go then to C and go up one half step, that's going to give us C sharp. Going up a half step from D will give us D sharp. Going up a half step from F will give us F sharp. And going up a half step from G will give us G sharp. So a sharp is just one half step above the white notes. And so those black notes will be called A sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. And there's actually one more naming convention we can go on that's going to be very important as well, but we're going to cover that a little bit later. Right now, I just want you to realize that the black notes, we're calling them sharps. So A sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. Now, it's great to memorize all the sharps. And if you can do that, awesome. If not, don't worry about it. We're going to cover this again throughout the course. We're going to be talking about the sharps. So this is just more to make you aware of what the black notes are called, and also how we find the black notes. Is if you go a half step above that white note, you're going to get a sharp.